What's up everybody, I'm currently a little bit sick, so I do apologise about my voice if I sound a bit nasally, but let's get straight into this video. We're over a month on from the release of Battlefield 2042, and I bet you're wondering, should you pick it up or even ask for it as a gift this coming holiday season? Well, I'll start by saying, maybe wait till the end of this video to decide. I should also say that I am a huge Battlefield fan and I've been playing since 1942, the game not the year, and even still have my copy of the original Battlefield Vietnam on CD-ROM, which was amazing. And look, I know Battlefield games usually get released in a bad state and need fixing, and when we look at Battlefield 4, but where did they go so wrong with this one? Let's talk about it. So it's no secret that this game is being absolutely slated with online reviews. It's even landed in the top 10 most disliked games of all time on Steam. Yeah, that's bad. We do have to consider that this was at launch however, and many updates have come out recently to address some of the issues. We should also remember how Battlefield 4 was at launch and how amazing it turned out to be once all the fixes were made. However, a month on and 2042 just isn't up to scratch. On top of that, they consciously decided to release the game in what can only be described as an early access state. So again, what went so wrong here? To put it in the most simplistic terms, this time around EA/DICE have tried to make some changes and push the boat out slightly, which look, you can't knock them for trying something new. We've seen how games can get too comfortable with a format, just look at Assassin's Creed and Far Cry for example. They have been identical copies of themselves for the past 5 years. Far Cry Primal was literally a reskin of Far Cry 4 for goodness sake, just look at the map. However, EA did miss the mark with the changes they made to this Battlefield game, the biggest of which being the changes to the classes. Essentially, the class you pick means absolutely nothing anymore, and you're not locked to use a specific weapon group like previous Battlefield games. That means that the classic assault rifles for the assault class, LMGs for the support class, SMGs for the engineers, and snipers for the sniper class are no longer locked to a skill set. An assault player can rock a sniper if they wish. Instead, they've opted for an operator/hero system similar to Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege. This comes with good and bad points to address. The good side is that it allows all players to have the ability to revive someone in their squad. This is huge as you are no longer sitting in the death screen screaming at the person 10 feet away from you who is completely oblivious to the big revive icon and instead thinks that defibrillators are used to detect lies. So you do find yourself being revived a lot more. However, it does breed the issue of some weapons and operators being used by everyone. We all know how metagaming works, and having operators to pick from and the choice of any weapon no matter what class you're playing just causes imbalances. I'm talking COD, World at War, MP40 juggernaut level of metagaming. You'll also find many random wingsuits flying around and crashing into the ground at full speed before jumping up as if they hadn't just hit the floor at Mach 2 to accurately spray you down from 5 feet away. Furthermore, it means that certain operators get completely neglected, meaning there are wasted abilities that nobody uses, rather than just having these abilities form part of the original 4 classes, or as an additional equipment option to take with you. We'll touch more on what this new Battlefield lacks compared to the original ones in just a minute, but one of the main reasons you might want to consider not buying this game is how terribly optimised it is. It suffers from very temperamental performance hits with regular drops in the frame rate even on the most powerful gaming rigs money can buy. Some people have dubbed the game 20 to 42 FPS. I personally run the game off of an SSD on a Ryzen 9 5900X and an RTX 3080 with 32GB of DDR4 RAM, and even I see frame drops. This is partially due to the 128 player servers on the main game mode Conquest, but also down to inefficient building of certain game assets. They have recently implemented 64 player versions of these game modes, but have stated it's only temporary at the moment, which is a joke. These servers offer a more stable, more relaxed and less vehicle heavy playing experience. I think they really do need to consider keeping both the 64 and 128 player servers. I have a friend who can run games like DayZ, Apex, Tarkov at high settings, but has to put this game in a small 480p window just to play one round. Yeah, it might seem extreme, but it's true, which scares me. Could they fix this? Well yeah, but I think a lot of things like texturing also needs to be looked at. Within 5 minutes of starting my first match ever, I found this odd floating road piece which just didn't give me much hope for the rest of the game. Now we've touched on the game's subpar performance and certain things that don't fit in the Battlefield genre, so let's jump into the main bullet points regarding the content, or should I say lack of content in the game currently. I'm going to rinse through these in a bullet point format as there's simply so much to cover. So we have fewer base game modes than previous Battlefield games, no persistent lobbies meaning you're kicked back to the home screen after each match, no profile progress or stats page in the menu, less destruction such as buildings, no map altering levolution other than the side of the boat falling off in discarded, which compared to Battlefield 4 is a crime. Where are our falling skyscrapers? Fewer weapons, there are literally 19 guns in this game compared to the old games, which is nothing. It leaves very little motivation to rank up and not a lot to look forward to for large amounts of time in the game. Again, it also leads to metagaming and just gets boring when you only get killed by the overpowered PP-29, which is a submachine gun with ridiculous range and accuracy. Fewer gadgets, honestly next to none, and a distinct lack of rocket launchers. None that lock onto land vehicles without the soft land, and none that are guided by aiming like in Battlefield 4. There's no manual leaning, no diving while swimming, which means you just get bipped in the head if you try and cross a lake. No high wall vaulting, no crouch sprinting, no backwards prone so you can't lay on your back, no explosion knockback, no rolling after falling from heights, no scope zeroing, no static weapon emplacements like turrets, no naval vehicles, no vehicle gunner direction indicator on your little mini HUD thing at the bottom, no squad wipe scoring, no player damage points, no vehicle damage points, no vehicle kill assist points, no headshot bonus, no long range kill bonus, no assist counts as kill bonus, no squad objective play bonus, no squad field upgrades, no in-game VoIP, so no talking using your voice in-game, fewer factions with almost nothing to give the two factions that are fighting any distinction, no cross-team chats, you can't talk to the other team, so you can't talk them, no create new squad option, no clans, no server browser for the main game, and very little choice of game modes to play at launch. Far too many vehicles with ridiculous spawn rates. You literally shoot down one attack helicopter that is destroying your infantry on a rooftop, and another one is back in less than 30 seconds. You blow up a tank and within a minute it's back at the objective killing you with the same person inside it. It's really not good. These spawn rates need to be addressed. The vehicles are ruining this game at the moment. You cannot feasibly get from one objective to another on these huge maps without using a vehicle. If you try and go on foot, you just get mowed down. You either get run over or just absolutely destroyed by a hovercraft with a turret. It's a joke. It really takes back from the squad play if you just want to run to an objective. 128 player servers, as we touched on earlier, 45 tick rate servers, plenty of bugs that can stop you from respawning or stop you deploying something or stop you reviving someone. There's plenty of those in the game. You can have two different weapons with the exact same attachment on both weapons that have the opposite effect to each other. Super confusing. Hovercrafts are able to scale vertical surfaces and also fly in the right circumstances. There's broken bullet registration, broken bullet spread, broken weapon balance in general, and finally broken vehicle balance. We touched on how bad the vehicles are a second ago. Now, this is a lot to take in, I know, and I don't think much of it needs further explanation. However, I will list everything below so you can read it yourself, along with a link to a very good Steam review that really explains some of these in detail. Just remember that this review was at launch, so some of it has been fixed since. Now, to end, we should give the game a bit of a chance and finish on some good points, because there are some good points. This game isn't all bad. Firstly, the attachment system. It's absolutely brilliant. You pick the attachments you want to take into battle with you, and you can switch them out on the fly, however and wherever you like. If someone is really far away, you can whack on a long range scope. If you're about to storm a building, you can change it to a red dot. And if you want to be a sneaky beaky, you can slap on a suppressor. Honestly, it's great and it works very, very well. It's very fluent, and honestly, this gets a huge thumbs up from me. I love the dynamic gameplay that it provides. The portal section is fantastic. You can go back and play old game modes and old game versions such as Battlefield Bad Company and Battlefield 1942. I love this. I had such a fun time doing this on the newer engine and just watching people confused with what's going on in Bad Company 2 who appear to have never played it before. Again, this gets a huge thumbs up from me, and I'm very glad that they've included it into the game without any extra cost. It almost makes up for the price tag of an unfinished release. And finally, the two things this game has managed to keep even through all the controversy. Firstly, it's still super cinematic. Some bits of gameplay could straight up be out of a movie, and you can't help but hear Ride of the Valkyries in your head as you storm into battle in a full World War II armour column, or you shoot down a jet with a tank as it flies past. It's amazing. And secondly, the most important of all, this game is still so much fun. Despite all of its flaws and some of the terrible decisions that have been made during the process of making this game, I still enjoy playing it so much, which is bittersweet in a way. But I know that eventually, within a few months, potentially a year, who knows, the game will actually be great, just like Battlefield 4 was. As long as they don't bring out DLC or microtransactions to enjoy more content such as new weapons and maps, but you have to pay for them, there is just nowhere near enough content to justify the price tag. They need to double the maps and double the weapons, and then and only then will this game be worth the price tag that's currently on it. And that's it, people. I hope that this has helped you make a decision, and I hope I touched on most of the points that you wanted to hear about. If I missed anything or you want to know more about something you've heard in the video, please chuck a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to respond. Until then, stay safe out there, have a lovely holiday season, and hopefully I'll see you on the battlefield. From a hovercraft window at 30,000 feet, watching some mid-flight entertainment. I've been GFA, you've been great, thank you very much for watching, peace out.